Hello and welcome to ThePrint. Well, as we speak right now, there's a very crucial meeting that is taking place between the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao as well as the Dravida Munnetra Karagam President M.K. Stalin. Now, this meeting is quite important and quite interesting also. Now, important because on one hand, we're actually seeing K. Chandrasekhar Rao, who is trying to cobble up as much support as possible to favor what is called his federal front. Now, initially, KCR, as he's called, the Telangana Chief Minister, designed an idea of putting forth a non-BJP, non-Congress front called the Federal Front. Now, he thought that all the regional parties in the country could come together and form this federal front, which could be a much better democratic structure compared to what they said is the BJP or the Congress. Now, on the other hand, we also saw how Chandrababu Naidu, the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister, also trying to speak to regional parties, but openly saying that he would take the support of the Congress for his Mahagathbandhan. Now, the meeting between Stalin and KCR is important because Stalin has already pledged his support to the Congress. The DMK and Congress in alliance are fighting the elections in Tamil Nadu. And on the other hand, you also see that with this kind of a situation, KCR meeting Stalin puts Stalin in a bit of a tricky situation because one is that, yes, he does also believe the regional parties could be the future, but since he has already pledged his support to the Congress and he will not waver from that, this meeting with KCR only turns out to be now customary. Now, if you're talking to a lot of political analysts and sources, they say that that KCR is trying to convince a lot of the regional parties to come with him and later possibly look at seeking support from the Congress. Now, we cannot say that KCR has stuck to his promise of saying that the Federal Front will be a non-Congress or a non-BJP because KCR is keeping his options open. Now, the fact that he is also sending out feelers, which we're getting to understand through sources, to the Congress means that he is open to an alliance possibly with the Congress, and that will be interesting because we saw that how he has openly supported the BJP-led NDA in many issues. At one point of time, he was also called Chota Modi in southern India because the fact that he was close to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he also talked about a lot of other things that he would like to support the BJP for. Now, at the same time, this trying to meet people because how KCR had met Pinarayi Vijayan, the Kerala Chief Minister, where the Kerala Chief Minister said it was a fruitful and a very important meeting because it highlighted how regional parties will play an important role. We should not forget that KCR through this is also sending out a signal that his role will be important. He wants to play an important role in national politics, and this is his way of trying to garner and gather as much support as possible. In this meeting with Stalin and KCR, what we could expect are two things. One is, like a DMK source told me, that it will be in a way Stalin accepting and being very respectful to a chief minister of a neighboring state, and then obviously sitting and talking about regional politics, but he would be non-committal to supporting the Federal Front. On the other hand, the second point is that there could be a possibility that KCR could be using Stalin to also try to convince and convey to the Congress of that he is open to an alliance with the Congress. Now, KCR does want to align with the government that will be in power. One thing is for sure, it will be either the BJP or the Congress who will be one of the single largest parties, but it depends on how the May 23rd results throw up. And it will have to be the support that they will possibly have to seek, but all this is still questionable. But at the same time, KCR's motive and KCR's move is seen to be as a very smart one, a political leader of his sorts who does not want to restrict himself to regional politics, but bring regional politics to the national front. I have one of our viewers, Dharmendra Kumar, saying Mayawati to be the next Prime Minister. Well, see, the point is, it is not about naming who is going to be the next one. But we also take a quick question. Bhumish Khudkhudia saying that has the time come for a leader from southern part of India to be the next Prime Minister, as the BJP cannot cobble up as many seats as 131 or more. Now, that is what the whole combination is important to understand. We have seen how Devagowda has been the prime minister of the country when we saw how the National Front was put together, but at the same time, it is also how things fall in place after the results are declared. That is when either talks of coalition or the single largest party comes into play. Getting all this support at this time is important, and that is what K. Chandrasekhar Rao is doing. But you know what? He's facing a hurdle with Chandrababu Naidu, who is the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Now, Chandrababu Naidu and his Mahagathbandhan idea is open to the Congress, and he already has already finished one round of meeting with Mamta Banerjee, with Mayawati, and H.D. Kumaraswamy of Karnataka, and Stalin. So it also shows that he has already finished his meetings earlier, but that does not say that Naidu has an edge. What it shows that KCR is also trying to prove to the leaders that he needs to be in the national arena. Another important point which was told to me by somebody in Telangana is that he would also try to push as much as possible and ally with people who are in the center, because he would like to bring as much as progress as possible, as many packages to Telangana itself. So India's third largest political party is BSP, says Mr. Dharmendra Kumar. I will take you on that point on Mayawati, and this, as I was saying at that time, that we have to understand there is an important meeting on May 21st where opposition party leaders will be getting together, but there is no name as such as to who will be the next prime ministerial candidate for the front that could be a non-BJP or non-Congress front. So we will have to wait. The debate will take place between the political leaders to understand. But you know, in the entire narrative is also of, we have to understand, is how many seats can they cobble up, how many seats can they get. Now if you look at the numbers itself, in Telangana, KCR, they have around 17 seats. One would obviously is a sure shot seat for the All India, for the MIM, that is Southern Oasis MIM. But even if in the situation that KCR is confident to sweep those seats, he would only be able to bring around 15-16 seats from Telangana. But there are other states like we have in Uttar Pradesh, or you have, for example, even in Tamil Nadu, where you get more than 30 seats, and they will have to make the decision based on that. Now, Abhishek Verma says it's impossible in the current scenario to get Prime Minister outside BJP and Congress. Well, it's an idea. The fact that regional party, one thing cannot be forgotten, that regional parties will play an important role this time, and that is why we have seen how they have matured over the years. He might become deputy prime minister. Well, this is something that is being discussed in Telangana. It is one of the versions that I have got when I've been speaking to people there, that there is a sense or feeling that amongst the people, especially in the KCR team, that he is aiming possibly for the deputy prime minister's post. But all this that we are doing right now is still something that needs to be discussed. Now, 1996 was a failure of the United Front, says Archis. That is what, if you heard me just a few minutes ago, we have seen how coalition has actually matured, and now Indian politics cannot work without without coalition. Now we've seen the BJP-led NDA coalition, we saw the UPA, which was a Congress-led UPA coalition. So coalition is a reality, but with whom and how it matters, and how it is important to understand the role of regional parties is important. Now, let me also tell you that there are some questions that are coming up for us, and one important question that is being raised is that why meet the DMK Stalin if this meeting is not going to bring about anything? Well, let me tell you one thing, that no efforts are going to be lost from K. Chandrasekhar's side. He's going to try as much as possible. After the meeting with Stalin, he's expected to meet the Karnataka Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy. He's also reaching out to Mamta Banerjee and to Mayawati. But we also get to understand that one more. Can I quickly take this? James Joseph says, I request KCR to openly support Congress so that the communal divisive forces are kept aside. So, well, that is something that the whole idea of the Federal Front or the Mahagathbandhan, as they said, the main aim is to keep away from what they call is a divisive forces. Now, we are discussing right now, the whole debate here is the meeting of K. Chandrasekhar Rao with DMK Stalin. Now, issues like Uttar Pradesh and others will be tackled slowly. But today's meeting has to be understood in a bigger scenario, and that is why today we are taking questions from you on any ideas that you can take. Now, like I was just taking that question, saying that why make this meeting could be futile if there is no alignment. See, you have to understand possibly that this is being used as a way for K. Chandrasekhar Rao to send a message to the Congress saying that he is interested in aligning with the Congress or the UPA. This was something that was not seen openly, that was done till now. Another way is also, as one of the analysts that I spoke to, who's a Hyderabad-based and a political analyst, Palvai Raghavendra Reddy, and he made a very important point, and he said that Telangana is the state has just recently been formed, and they will need a lot of packages from the center, and so it makes sense for the chief minister to align with the powers that will rule the country first. And so KCR is keeping his options open. So it is, one does know that he has a good equation with Narendra Modi and the BJP, but at the same time, in the last few months, we have seen a lot of developments where the BJP National President Amit Shah calling up KCR and saying that he was quite upset when money was seized from some BJP supporters in Hyderabad. Apart from that, also 50 Telangana farmers filed their nominations against Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Varanasi. So that did the BJP claim did make them look. It did not, it tarnished the image of the party. Now Rizwan Ahmed says, I can only see that KCR is proactive, so he gets the benefit and the third front is formed. Well, opportunistic politics is what a lot of people are calling this at this time, but that is what politics is all about. You play your card at the right time, and when you do so, it's also, that's how we've seen governments that have been formed, and how we have seen even how Chandrasekhar, when he was the prime minister, and how things that led to him becoming the prime minister. It's all about the timing and exact and how the numbers pan out at that time. We have also another question that is being asked over here is about whether KCR's federal front is losing steam because of after Stalin refused to meet him the first time. Well, it's not. It doesn't depend on whether he's losing steam or not. It only depends upon how he tries to meet with the leaders and get their support. Now, obviously, with Stalin, here Stalin's stand is clear. He has said that Rahul Gandhi is his prime ministerial candidate and his choice of candidate. So they are going with the Congress. Now, when we come to Karnataka, you see H.D. Kumaraswamy's JDS, that is Janata Dal Secular, is in a coalition government with the Congress in the state. So again, they are already aligned with the Congress, and so it will become difficult again for K. Chandrasekhar Rao to seek any support, because there already is support for the Congress from here. Now Rohit Yadav says it's impossible in the current scenario to get a prime minister outside BJP and Congress. Like I took this question earlier. Well, like I said, we'll have to wait and watch that. Now, taking forward from where I was saying about KCR's meetings, he already had a meeting with the Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, where in that meeting they talked about how that the federal structure should be in a way that the regional states, especially the southern states, should be able to at least make a call and help in decision making the center. There are a lot of numbers and a lot of exit polls that are taking place, but we haven't done ours. But what is important to understand is how the whole concept of the parties, for example, the Trinamool Congress, that is Mamata Banerjee's party, you have Mayawati's Bahujan Samajwadi Party, you have Akhilesh Yadav, and the others. Let me quickly also take one question from James Joseph. This is a historical moment of India to unite all regional parties to come together, form a government, and nothing. I'm sorry, your question just passed away. Well, all I can say is the point here is, at this time, the efforts are being made, number one, to create a coalition, a strong coalition, and it is for people who have voted in to decide whether the BJP-led NDA or Narendra Modi's team will get a second chance, or whether it is going to be another coalition of the Congress-led UPA, or it is going to be a coalition of regional parties put together. Could it be a federal front or a Mahagathbandhan? Rizwan Ahmed says, as far as I think, Congress will only give outside support to the third front. Archis says that Dharmendra Kumar, if Mayawati can become PM, it will only be from support from the Congress, therefore better support the Congress. Yes, that is one thing that we have seen, is that the Congress as a national party largely would only possibly support from the outside. But the effort that, and of a front that possibly they think that couldn't work. Now that is why they say, like you saw here in Karnataka, let me give you that example. The BJP was the single largest party after the 2018 assembly elections. But it was the Congress and JDS who got together, but the JDS was given the option and the chief ministership. And this is because, though they had the ones with the least number of seats. So that formula could possibly also work out if it comes to the point where the Congress and the regional parties get together to try and keep away from the BJP and their allies. So there are a lot of combinations and permutations, but it is also important to understand what is going to be the decision on May 21st, when the opposition parties are going to be holding a meeting. The question is, there is a lot of rumors that is circulating in political circles, that there is a possibility of Mamata Banerjee as well as Mayawati not attending the opposition parties meeting on May 21st. Now that will send out a loud signal whether there is a certain amount of rethinking that is taking place from these parties. But KCR has very clearly also said that that he would not be attending that particular meeting, also because Chandrababu Naidu of the TDP, Telugu Desam party, will be participating, and he's the arch rival to KCR, and his Mahagathbandhan, which he has been trying to cobble up support from the regional parties, has seen a lot better results than KCR's Federal Front. Now Srinivas Rao says KCR's first slogan, non-BJP, non-Congress, in 2010, nobody paid attention because he had only 4 MPs. But things have changed, Srinivas Rao. Things have changed now because he seems to be, after he won his election, and that too in a landslide victory in Telangana, he seems to have caught the attention, especially of national parties. So they do understand that KCR, as a politician and as a leader also, he may be able to at least connect with the Telugu speaking people. Now why I say that is because we saw how YS Jagan Reddy as well as Jagan Mohan Reddy and YSR together have decided that they will en bloc fight for the Telugu people, especially when it comes to allying with which powers will come in the center. So Abhishek Verma says KCR plus Jagan is equal to 30 seats. Yes, and then apart from them, we also see how the support possibly they could get. Like I was saying, if Mamata Banerjee and Mayawati have decided that they also are considering the Federal Front as an option, if they are at all, then the numbers would make it a lot above 50 and give them a little more bargaining power. And this is all about the effort being made so that they have an edge towards bargaining, because end of the day what I have been given to understand is they want to be able to be having a bargaining chip in their hand when the final results are declared. Now, will Congress triple its tally? Well, it's a tough question, Archers. I won't be able to give you that answer, but we will have to see if this is in relation to the elections in Delhi that you're saying. We will discuss that in another episode. But right now, in terms of if you're looking at the general elections, the Lok Sabha elections, we will have to wait for May 23rd to see who has performed. But as we're heading towards more questions, let me take another question that has just come in. And this is that will KCR be able to meet the other leaders, or will they also thwart him? Well, let me just tell you this quickly take this question. Well, it is also about timing. Now, the meeting with let me quickly take this. Pravara Anvita says all these guys will take India to pre-91 times. Next few years, India will be hanging IMF doors just and outside the IMF doors. Chandrababu Naidu is already with the Congress working towards forming the government, and see that is true. Chandrababu Naidu has aligned with the Congress. He has made it clear, and the way when he withdrew from the BJP itself, we saw how he said that he was being ill-treated within the coalition, and that is why he had to get out. But whether it would be a coalition of regional parties and the role that KCR will play will be what we have to understand. a big role of Mahagathbandhan will take place, says Rohit Yadav. Thank you so much, Rohit. You have been quite active with your questions and your comments, along with Archis and the others who are. Thank you very much for that. Let me just end up by taking that last question about the person asking me whether he would be thwarted again. It is just that Stalin could not align his campaign schedule with KCR's meeting because Tamil Nadu is also seeing some important by-elections in 4 assembly seats, and he had to go campaigning, and that is why it was rescheduled. Manoj Kumar says Chandrababu is not getting many seats in AP. Jagan will be the most seats. To understand KCR moves first, we must pay attention to Chandrababu Naidu, says Srinivas Rao. I agree with you. We need to understand that Chandrababu Naidu also is a very important player. He has played an important role in national politics earlier too, but at this time we have to see whether, and we have to understand one thing, that KCR's steps that are being taken is also that because he wants to show there is a one-upmanship between both the leaders, Chandrababu Naidu and KCR, to see who will be able to garner as much support. Now, I'll just take one last thing. Congress will give outside support merely because they want to consolidate the party when the next few years. Rizwan Ahmad says, can KCR play a big role because his numbers are not great? Rakesh Kumar, what is your prediction and what results? I'm sorry, I'm not in a position to predict here, but will KCR play a big role? KCR will play a role. How big it is will be decided only by the voters and how the votes have been cast. Chandrababu Naidu, but let me tell you towards the end of this broadcast that it is important that to understand that regional parties will play an important role, and we will see what chance will regional parties like the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, or for that matter the Telugu Desam Party, or the Janata Dal Secular, or Trinamool Congress, or the BSP, and all the parties put together, what possible role they can play and how well they will be able to use their bargaining chip to get as much power as possible. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for your comments, and we will be discussing more about elections and more such issues here at The Print. Continue to watch us live on YouTube. Thank you very much.